Hello everyone, this is Nipan from Nipan Studio. Well, I know it's been such a long time since my last video. It's like what, 1,000 years ago? Well, I don't know, but never mind. And thanks for everyone who's still watching my videos with patience, of course, and stuff. So today we are going to do a new effect which is really cool and exciting, which is a super slow motion effects. Okay, let's take a look. Alright, okay, this is my footage. And the secret of doing this effect is we don't have to film with a really high-speed camera or anything. Just use a regular camera, because in the reality, if you want to film something like this, it would, you know, take like 1,000 frames per second, or I don't know, 10,000, something like that. But we are going to film in only 30 frames per second. So that is just a very simple trick. But when you film it, you might want your characters to, you know, pose still and freeze. So we are going to make new composition. And let's do the setting on 720 and 24 frames per second. So I'm just going to drag it down here and choose, you know, which part that you want. Alright, something like that. And let's say this clip is about 8 seconds. So I'm going to right click, time, and time stretch. And we're going to do speed about like 300. If we previewed it, it would be like really super slow, which is kind of cool. Alright, other than that, just, you know, click on frame blend. And then we'll have a very smooth camera move. Okay, after that, we're going to create no object by right click, new, and no object. Alright, and then we're going to click on our footage and go to track motion. Select where's the track would work, you know. Alright, maybe right here. Okay, after that, just hit on analyze forward. And it will take a little while, and okay. And after that, just hit on applied and okay. Alright, so right now we have our no object stick on our scene now. But other than that, we're going to give it more dimensions on no object. But as you can see that the no object is only 2D. Alright, it's not 3D. Because if it's 3D, you have to wear your 3D glasses, right? Oh well, never mind. Okay, so we're going to make our no object. It looks like 3D no object. Okay, so by right click, new, and solid. It doesn't matter what color you choose. And then hit OK. And then we're going to go to effects and preset and type on grid. The gimmick. This grid effects could be used in so many ways, such as, well, it could be dang it. How can I say? It could be if you're trying to match the 3D background or something like that, or it could be a guideline on 3D space, something like this. And this is what the grid effects could be used in a handful way. It depends on what kind of effects that do you want. And also the grid effects, we could adjust it like border, you know, to make it thick or thin, so we could see more, you know, lines, or even feather. You know, we could do like lower down width or height, or it could be a color. Okay, you know, we could separate them from, you know, which part is which part. And also it's really good handy for camera project. And this is all from the gimmick today. That's more like it, huh? Have some music. Alright, so if we parent solid to the no object, we could see that it's kind of good, right? But as we can see here, the camera is orbit around the the characters too. So we are going to turn on 3D layers on our solid and no object, and we are going to go here to no transform and keyframe off these. And of course, if the camera orbits from left to right, that means our left side of the grid has to come towards us. So we're going to use this rotation tool and kind of orbits a little bit. Alright, now we could see a little bit of difference. Okay. Alright, just if you orbit it, you have to try to not to make it too much. It depends on how movement your scene is and how that you rotate it around the character. Alright, so we're going to delete this. And the next thing what we need is muscle flash, and this is what I have. Okay, and all these elements I got from Action Essentials 2, which is from Video Copilot. If you wanted, you could just buy it online, or but we are going to use these elements from this collection. Alright, the next thing is we're going to just drag it down here. Okay, maybe lock these. And we are going to adjust on the speed by right click, time stretch, and let's try 500. As we could see, it's still too fast, so let's do 2000. Alright, we're not gonna see a real flow motion if we don't click on this frame blend, and also this one too. Alright, let's see. Alright, that's pretty okay. So if you want it more slow, then just try 5000. Alright, that's good. And the next thing, we're going to turn on 3D object and also parent to null object and line it up. Alright, over here. Alright, pretty close. Okay, and then just right click on our muscle flash and go to blending mode and choose screen. And the next thing is new solid, and let's choose the color sort of orange. Alright, and then use eclipse tool, and then I'm going to make a feather out, and also turn on 3D, and also turn on 3D layer and make a scale a little bit bigger and use screen for blending mode. Alright, just line it up over here. Okay, and also parent to null object. So right now we have our muscle flash and the glowing. Okay, so we might wanna keyframe on opacity, the orange light here. Alright then, and after that we're going to do is the bullet cover, and this is elements also from Action Essentials. So I'm going to drag it down here. Alright, let's shut this off just for the sake of rendering time, and let's scale it down, let's say 10. Everything is very slow now, so we're going to also do the speed too. Let's see, 2000. Alright, also turn on the frame blend option. Also turn on 3D layer and parent to null object, and let's put it over here, and also keyframe on the motion. Okay, let's blend it by using brightness and contrast. Alright, and also it's sort of a little bit far out, so I'm going to use fast blur. Alright, something like this. So as we could see here, the bullet cover shouldn't come from this way. Actually, it's supposed to come off another side of the gun. So I'm going to duplicate our footage and put it above the bullet cover. And then I'm going to use keying, linear color key. And let's key on this color. And if we sort of look through here, we could see the bullet cover came from another side now. So locked it, and let's try turn these on. And the next thing is we're going to do sort of like the heat from the gun. So we're going to right click, new adjustment layer, and we're going to go to distort and choose turbulence displace. Alright, and let's do the setting now. So let's put the amount up and sides down, and maybe put it complexity up. So it's, it's kind of depends on you. There's no rules anything. And we're going to keyframe on evolution to the first frame and go to the very last frame and just tweak it a little bit. Alright, so as we could see now, we don't really want turbulence displays to affect all of our scene, right? We want it to work only on that area. So we are going to use eclipse tool, and let's make a circle on that, and also put up this feather, and also keyframe on mask expansion. Just make it negative number first, and go to very end of the frame. Just make it very large and big. And maybe I might have to keyframe on mask path too. Alright, okay, something like this. But it depends on you how fast that you wanna keyframe on mask expansion. Alright, and after that we are going to duplicate mask 1 by hit Ctrl D, right? But for mask 2, we are going to set it on subtract. So right now it's subtract itself. That's why we can't see any effects. If we open it up and low mask expansions down, we're going to see something a little bit going on here. So the idea is we're going to make a turbulence displace as a ring. Alright, if I go to the very last frame, of course right now mask expansions value, it's also the same as mask 1, right? So we might have to lower the numbers down. If we really go through it, we could see that turbulence displace, it's kinda like going out as a ring. Alright, so right now I think it's okay now. So let's name it turbulent. Alright, after that we're going to do the bullet, okay? So I'm going to import, which is the photos of the bullet. You could find this kind of image on Google or any place you want. You could do a realistic bullet by use the information from the resource or information from the bullet from that type of gun. Or you could do any kind of bullet you want, like make sort of like sci-fi's movie. Well, it depends on you now, fellow. So I'm going to drag it down, and I'm going to pre-compose. Why? Because if we put on fast blur effects, we could see that the fast blur effects didn't really have much effects on the picture itself, because the picture is so large and we just scale it down. So we are going to get rid of fast blur now and pre-compose by hit on Control Shift C. So I'm going to put on fast blur here. As you can see now, if I put up fast blur, but before that I'm going to use the masking to mask it out. If I put up motion blur, it will look good. Okay, check here. Alright, but if you think you want it more, you could just duplicate fast blur. Maybe you have to adjust a little bit of color by using hue and saturation. Just bring the red channels down. Okay, and also color balance. Alright, something like that. And yet we have to turn it on 3D option. And then just drag it down where the bullet comes off. Alright, and then let's scale it down just a little bit. Okay. Alright, as we could see here, the bullet would come out from right to left, but it's not really going to parallel to the camera, right? It's going to orbit a little bit. Alright, so we're going to use rotation tool and rotate on y-axis. So also I'm going to parent to null object. So I'm going to keyframe on the very first scene and go to the very last and just move it up here. Maybe it's a little bit too low. Just move it up. I think it's good now. Well, but as we could see, the bullet is moving towards the camera, right? So we have to adjust it on z-axis, something like that. Okay, if we just look through it. Alright, I think that's good. Okay, after that, what we are going to do is we are going to blend our bullet with our scene. So I'm going to duplicate the bullets again and drag it down, turbulence displaced. I'm going to turn on the first bullet and keyframe on opacity. Alright, from 0 to 100. Alright, and also the second bullet. So I'm going to keyframe on opacity from 100 to 0. So the idea is we want turbulence displaced to affect the bullet on the very first frame. You know, as we could see here, the bullet, it's kind of come out of nowhere, right? So we're going to duplicate our muzzle flash. Okay, and let's solo it and use ellipse tool. Just make a circle on that part and also feather it up. And I'm going to drag this muzzle flash up above the bullet. Okay, and I'm going to put it over sort of around here because we want to see the bullet come out of the fire gun. So I'm going to keyframe on opacity from 100 to 0. Alright. Okay, let's take a look for now. As we could see now, the bullet is kind of like come out of the fire gun. Okay, now we're done with our bullet. But the problems that we're having right now is we could see kind of like unattached scene from the muzzle flash. So we're going to go to muzzle flash and go to blur and use fast blur. We're going to keyframe on blurriness from 0, and if we go to here, just bring it up. Okay, let's take a look. So right now we're not really going to see that things going on that much. Alright, so the muzzle flash is good now. So we're going to do a bullet trail. So we're going to right click, new adjustment layer, and then go to distort and displacement map. Okay, so if we zoom it in, and we are going to adjust on max horizontal displacement and also max vertical displacement, and just adjust it in the way you want. Alright, and then we're going to use masking to just do on that part. Okay, and we're going to keyframe on mask path. Just try to go through it. You don't have to do frame by frame, just try to guess where it should be. No need for perfect, because there's no such thing as perfect, huh? So and then just do the mask feather, maybe just 7. Okay, that's good. And after that, I'm going to use brightness and contrast. Just turn on the brightness and contrast up just a little bit, so we could see kind of the bullet trail. If it's too much, just slow it down. Alright, something like that. And then as we could see now, the turbulence displaced is also affects our bullet too. So we are going to use Eclipse tool and mask it on that. But instead of using add, we're going to use subtract. Alright, and let's do the feather. Alright, something like that. And also keyframe on mask path too. Trying to adjust it. Just do the same thing like we did on the first one. Just try to go through it. But I mean, if you have time, you could do frame by frame though. Alright then. Also do the same thing with the end of the bullet trail here. Alright, let's do the feather. Alright, something like that. Could be good. And then just also keyframe on mask path. I mean, just try to fast preview and see which part got messed up, and then just trying to adjust it. It depends on how much details do you want for your work. Okay, let's take a look. Alright, okay, that's great. I think we're good for now, but let's do another adjustment layer and then type glow effects. Alright, just drag it down, maybe adjust it just a little bit, and put up radius and glow intensity, lower it down. Alright, something like that. Alright, and then use Eclipse tool on only that area, and also feather it up. And then I'm going to keyframe on opacity. Okay, from 100 to 0. So we could have a very bright light. And then don't forget to turn on motion blur on the bullet, but we'll do that later. And let's do the final touch, which is color balance. Okay, by right click, new adjustment layer, and then let's do color balance and also hue and saturation. I'm going to just lower the saturation down just in touch, and then I'm going to do sort of like bluish, I don't know, it depends on how you like it. And this is how it's going to turn out. Alright, so this must be the end of this tutorial now. So thanks for watching this tutorial. And so if you have any question, you could post it on comments box. And I'll see you guys next time. God bless you, and bye bye.